So let us put these curtains up and see how they are going to be like in the living room.
Say all the words out of my mind about who I'm supposed to be. I start to believe
This meat is the most delicious meat you can ever have.
all the time. Mama told me before you leave, if there's only one thing you remember from me, child, when you're out on your own,
Hello and welcome back to my channel. Thank you all for being here. Let's just start this video. It's a morning and I want to start this video by making breakfast. I'm making some cupcakes. I love cupcakes, but I love fruity cupcakes more. So I'll be separating the egg yolk from the egg white, and normally I try to balance so that I don't get to drop the egg yolk into the egg white. So that is how I normally separate the egg yolk and the egg white. I'll separate them, put them aside, mix the egg white first until it forms a form. It forms a form. I'll put it aside and then I'll be mixing the egg yolk. So let's start. I've done this recipe of cupcakes before, so it is not something that is new. If you've watched most of my cupcake recipes, you know what I'm talking about. And if you are new here and you haven't watched that, please go back and watch. This is the procedure that I use. It's just straightforward. Just follow along and you'll see what I'm doing.
I can't turn down the noise, say all the words out of my mind about who I'm supposed to be. I start to believe I can't get it right. Remember the days I let slip away, they were simpler times. Mama told me before you leave, if there's only one thing you remember from me, child, when you're out on your own, a million miles from home, feeling the weight of the world on your shoulders.
I'm using butter to make this recipe over here. I love butter. Butter really tastes so good. So I'm using the unsalted butter. I've melted it in the microwave and then just added it into the mixture. And then I've added some sugar, mixed them well until everything is well combined, and then I'll just add in just a little bit of oil just to soften the cupcakes. Still the butter does work, but I'm also adding some oil, and then I'm introducing in some vanilla essence because, as I said, I just want some fruity taste into the cupcakes. That is why I'm using vanilla essence. I'm adding in some self-rising flour, and then I'm going to mix well. This is the consistency that I want. Then I'm going to introduce now the egg white inside. Mix it using a spatula. I'm not using the mixer because the result that I want I can't achieve by using a mixer. So I'll just be patient, use the spatula until everything is well combined, until I get the consistency that I want. Don't be in a rush to do a recipe. Just take your time and you'll be happy with the results when you achieve them. So this is the consistency that I want, and I've already achieved it by just using a spatula. I'll be introducing in some blueberries. I love blueberries, and I love using the freshest blueberries. So normally when I go to buy blueberries, I have to turn the pack upside down just to look at the pack so that I don't end up having blueberries that have aflatoxin. If you're not keen when you're buying your blueberries, you'll end up getting blueberries that have aflatoxin, and the way they are so pricey, you'll be so much disappointed. So I've washed them. I'm just going to throw them inside the paste like I've done, mix them well, and then put them in the cupcake sheets.
Dancing on the moon, I bet my life you'll be dancing on the moon, dancing on the moon.
I'm going to bake them for like 20 minutes and then I'll wrap them, put them aside before I can unwrap them. So I did wrap them with the cling film, and then now this is the time I want to take the breakfast, and they really look amazing. How can you not love this? This is one of my best recipes for cupcakes. They have different shapes because I did put a lot in the cupcake sheets, but they really look amazing. I love the results. It's never disappointing when you use the same method to make your spongy cupcakes. You'll never disappointed. The flavors, the sponginess, everything about this cupcake is so good. The blueberries in there just complete everything. Like you can enjoy this with coffee. You can take this with a hot cocoa, anything of your choice. You'll just love them. Just see the way the blueberries are just popping, and I loved it. So I had some cleaners coming to clean my carpet and also my seats. As I told you earlier, I had tough stains on the carpet that even the upholstery cleaner could not remove. So I had these cleaners come in and they did an amazing job. Like if you want somebody to clean your couch at an affordable rate, just look for Bronca Cleaners. They're on Instagram as Bronca Cleaners. They'll clean your seats, they'll clean your carpets, and they'll leave the carpet smelling so good and so fresh. Like as we speak, my carpet was dry. It's dry already. The seats are dry and the seats just smell so fresh. So if you need their services, just go on Instagram, check their page. I'll leave their name on the screen. They have an amazing service. Please check them out. If you need any services, their rates are so affordable and they'll do the job. Another thing, they are never late. Even if you wake up and you call them, they'll just come instantly.
When I'm up through the night, I can't turn down the noise. Tear all the words out of my mind about who I'm supposed to be. I start to believe I can't get it right. Remember the days I let slip away. They were simpler times. Mama told me before you leave.
So we are done with the cleaning of the seats, and I'm telling you, they did an amazing job. As you can see, there are no stains on my carpet. Every stain is gone, and I love that the carpet is really smelling so fresh and smelling like it's going to take less hours. Like it took 4 hours to dry and I had to return it inside. They did an amazing job. If you want people to clean your carpets, your couch, just look for Bronca Cleaners. They'll come and give you good services. So guys, I have my pots over here, and normally when I cook with these pots, they tend to get a brownish stain. I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, so this brown stain, I just leave my pots to be like that. Whenever I'm washing, I just scrub gently, and then later on I create time to try and get this brown stain, because you can't be cooking in it and leaving the stain for longer and keep piling the stain. So normally I just tend to work on it. This is baking soda. I'm using baking soda, and I'm also using the Morning Fresh dishwashing liquid soap. So I'm going to mix everything here. I'm using a large amount of baking soda, add some bit of this soap. Like, do you see how it forms? Then I'm going to, can you see these stains over here? So I'm going to apply on these stains like this on the entire pot, like all the entire pot, from the outside and every place that has the stains. I'm using the sponge that we use in for washing dishes. I'm also applying a little bit of it on the inside as well, because I'll also be needing to scrub it on the inside. So I'll put this pot over there for like 2 hours, and then I'll come back and scrub them. So I'll apply on the rest of the pots as well. I'll make sure I'll apply on all the pots that I know have some stains that I haven't tackled for a while. And then I'll just leave them to sit for like 2 hours, and then I'll come back and scrub them. I have a few dishes from breakfast that I had used to make the cupcakes and also some tea. I want to wash them and then I'll be scrubbing the pots because they are ready.
I can't turn down the noise, say all the words out of my mind about who I'm supposed to be. I start to believe I can't get it right. Remember the days I let slip away, they were simpler times. Mama told me before you leave, if there's only one thing you remember from me, child, when you're out on your own, a million miles from home, feeling the weight of the world on your shoulders. Child, don't forget who you are, don't lose your head or your heart. I'll bet my life on your stars, you'll be dancing, dancing on the moon. I'll bet my life you'll be dancing on the moon. I'll bet my life you'll be dancing on the moon. I'll bet my life you'll be dancing on the moon. Dancing on the moon.
Since I had applied the liquid soap and the baking soda, I'm not using any other soap to actually scrub these pots. You don't have to use a lot of effort because this method actually does work. And as you can see, there's a brown liquid coming off, meaning the stains are coming off, and the results were just amazing. If you feel like your stainless steel pots are giving you trouble, just use this method. You'll just love it. The remedy just really does work.
Out of my mind about who I'm supposed to be, I start to believe I can't get it right. Remember the days I let slip away, they were simpler times. Mama told me before you leave,
I'm using the sponge that we used in washing the dishes to actually remove the excess liquid. Like as you can see, it has a lot of soap, and I'm going to rinse with a lot of water as well. They are very shiny. They are very shiny. If there's a place that hasn't been able to, this brown stain hasn't come off, it's because the concentration was very low on that place. But this remedy does work on your stainless steel pots. Look how shiny it is. Look how shiny it is. It's so satisfying that the pots can actually look as new as ever. Yeah.
Mama told me before you leave, if there's only one thing.
I have these jars over here that I want to unbox with you. I'm telling you, I love this kind of jars because they're so beautiful. The last time I checked at Chandarana, they still have the offers and they're still running the offers. The offers are just good and they're quite affordable. Like this one was going for 295. I feel like that is a very good price, and this can serve as you can store your salt or any other thing. So I went also for this longer one. The longer one, the other ones that I did buy, I bought at 1,000 shillings, and for this one they were going at 595, sorry, 595 shillings, and I felt like they were the price is favorable. And for these ones they were going at 395, quite affordable as well. So the medium size I bought 3 pieces, and also the longer one I bought 1. The smaller ones I bought 3 of them. This I love these jars because they look so beautiful on the pantry if you put them, or your shelf, whichever cereal you have to put inside. Like I never care which kind of cereal I have to store in this jars. I just store anything. Like the smaller ones I'm going to use on tea leaves, and also some cocoa and some coffee that we have, and some I'll put rice, and some I'll put some cereals here. So this is how they look. They are so beautiful. So if you have a Chandarana near you, you can still check and see if they are running the offers. So I've already washed them and let them to dry. I want to put whatever that I have that doesn't have a place to store in, and put it inside those jars.
Mama told me before you leave, if there's only one thing you remember from me. Child, when you're out on your own, a million miles from home, feeling the weight of the world on your shoulders. Child, don't forget who you are. Don't lose your head or your heart. I'll bet my life on your stars. You'll be dancing, dancing on the moon. I'll bet my life you'll be dancing on the moon. I'll bet my life you'll be dancing on the moon. I'll bet my life you'll be dancing on the moon. Dancing on the moon. Dancing on the moon. Maybe my compass was wrong, and I'm still on my way closer each day to where I belong. I'm still rolling the dice, praying sometimes. Don't let it.
You know, one doesn't wake up and just replace all the plastic in her pantry. You just have to take a step at a time before you can replace all of them. Most of my flowers are in the plastic jars, and I don't mind, like we all pass through there. And I'm glad and happy that these jars came in handy and they really look beautiful in the pantry.
A million miles from home, feeling the weight of the world on your shoulders. Child, don't forget who you are. Don't lose your head or your heart. I'll bet my life on your stars. You'll be dancing, dancing.
Guys, I had told you that I wanted to change the curtains for my living room, and I really wanted badly to change those curtains because I've had those curtains for a long time, and they don't really go well with whatever I want in that living room at the moment. Initially I was okay with them, but now I wanted to change, and these are the colors, the curtains that I got. I love these curtains, honestly. I love the color. It's creamish. Yeah, it's creamish. Let me say it's creamish with a touch of gold in it. I'm not a fan of gold, but I love these curtains. They are so good. Can you see? Let me move back so that you can see. They are so heavy. All the curtains are 10 meters. Yeah, 10 meters. So I hope you can see the color. I love these curtains. They are so nice. I also got the shears. The shears are here. These are 12 meters. I wanted my curtains to run from corner to corner of the window because I want them to cover even the door to the laundry area. That is how I want my curtains to be. Like, the imagination that I have is what I want to see. I want to see how they are going to turn out. So I got 12 meters and the curtains are 10 meters. So let me tell you how I bought these curtains. These curtains, they're from Italy, but I got from a fellow YouTuber who apparently recently moved, and she wanted to change the color theme of everything. She had bought these curtains while she was in a different house. So when she moved, she never wanted to use the same color. She wanted new curtains. And while we were talking, she asked me if I can, if I could get somebody to buy the curtains. And since I know these curtains, I had seen her buy them, and she had barely used. She hasn't even put them up. I told her, why not? These curtains actually go very well with my living room theme. They are so beautiful. As you know, my seats are brown, and I know they are going to go well with these curtains. I know that. I really had a very hard time figuring out the kind of color that I want for my living room, but eventually this came up and I love them. I don't regret getting them. I love them so much. So if you don't know Wanjiku Ngugi is a YouTuber. She does content about lifestyle, homemaking. If that is the kind of content that you love, please subscribe to Wanjiku Ngugi. Show her some love, the same love you show me. She has an amazing content. I regret me sending you there. She has an amazing content. Go watch her videos, subscribe, show her some love, because she's also an amazing lady. So let us put these curtains up and see how they're going to be like in the living room. I want to put my curtains up, and I want my curtains to run from this end to the other end, because I want them to close that door, because that door initially did not have a curtain and I wanted to have a curtain. So the curtains, the shears and the curtains will run from here to the other end. So I want to remove this and put it here, and also remove the other one that is there. I've already removed it. I'll also push it on the other end. So I'll just remove this one over here and push it on the other end.
The seasons come and go like thoughts of you. Like a wave returns to the sea, into the blue. They change, but
yeah. So I'll drill the holes here and then put it here. I thought I had 2 rods, but to my surprise, I only had 1 rod. So I've already put up the shear. I'll still put the curtain from the other end to this other end, but look at how the shear looks like. This is the kind of shear that I wanted, the shear that runs from corner to corner, and the shear that has good gathers. Like, it's so beautiful up there. My room is disorganized. They had cleaned. I haven't put things together. I'm yet to do that. As you can see, I've put the curtains on this end and on the other end. They are going to stay like that until I get another rod tomorrow. And this looks so beautiful. This looks so beautiful. Like, 1 curtain is remaining. It's supposed to be on the middle, and it's going to be really, really beautiful. You can tell me if you love these curtains or how do you find them. I want to fix some dinner and also prepare some other meals that I'll be keeping for later use. I want to start by making the marinade, and for my marinade, I'm using the red onions. I'm cutting them into pieces, and also I'm going to use a few cloves of garlic. I'm using like 6 cloves of garlic. I'm going to put them in the blender because I want to blend everything up. Then I'm going to add just a little bit of the turmeric. I love turmeric in this marinade because it creates some color and also gives some flavors into anything that I want to do on this day. I have some salt, so I'm going to throw in just a pinch of salt. And then I'm going to use natural yogurt. This is the natural yogurt that I want to use. For the brand is Brookside. I love Brookside because their products are good. So I'm going to add it into the onions. I'm also going to add a little bit of the oil, then blend everything. I'm going to blend everything up.
You came into my life just like another season, not for long.
These are chicken drumstick that I want to put deep cuts on them. These deep cuts helps that they get to absorb all the flavors of the marinade. You can't get the flavors from the outside and miss to get from the inside. So that is why I'm putting the cuts, and then I'm going to apply the marinade from the top. Make sure that the entire drumsticks get all the marinade, and then I'm going to cover it with a cling film, put it in the fridge because it is still early and I am not in a hurry to make any dinner at this time. So I'm going to cover it, put it in the fridge to sit for like 2 hours, and then I'll be baking them. But in the meantime, I still have a goat leg that I had marinated last night with the same marinade. Put it in the fridge to rest for like it's been there for like 16 hours. Yeah, it's been there like 16 hours. So the marinade is well absorbed into the goat leg. I'm going to cover it with a foil the way I want to cover it, and then I'm going to bake this leg for some time while it is covered in the foil. After that, I'll remove it, apply the marinade again, and then I'll now uncover it later on and then let it now bake without the foil.
To live through. You You came into my life just like another season. Not for long, just a time, just like another.
So it has been baking for a while. This is now after like 1 hour. I'm removing it to check. After that, I'll apply the marinade again. As I was removing it, the juices were dripping. I wish I had gotten the plate earlier and just took the juices, because those juices are just delicious. So I had to also bring another bowl, try to not to create the mess, and did put it on top of the counter and try to apply the marinade again. I will unwrap it and see if it has cooked well, and then I'll apply the marinade again and return it now without the foil and let it brown from the top as I keep still to applying the marinade.
When I'm up through the night, I can't turn down the noise, tear all the words out of my mind. About who I'm supposed to be, I start to believe I can't get it right. Remember the days I let slip away, they were simpler times. Mama told me before you leave, if there's only one thing you remember from me, child, when you're out on your own, a million miles from home, feeling the weight of the world on your shoulders.
The goat leg is nicely cooked and has really browned. This is a mixture of butter and some rosemary and some salt. I'm going to apply it generously on top of that goat leg, and then I'm going to remove it from the oven, put it aside and let it rest. But before that, I'll still return it inside for like 5 minutes before I can remove it. These flavors that are coming from the rosemary and the butter are just amazing, and the other marinade makes these goat legs really taste so good.
Dancing on the my compass was wrong, and I'm still on my way.
The goat leg is done and I love the golden color on it. The outside is a little bit crunchy. The inside is so juicy, so delicious. So I'm going to cut into it and we'll have a taste and see how it tastes. But I guarantee you, this is the best recipe you can ever come across of roasting your goat leg. Yeah, mostly the goat leg. This recipe is for the goat leg. If it comes to cow meat, it's a different story. But for the goat meat, this is the best. It's better even than choma itself. So this is so delicious. You can try this recipe and let me know in the comment section how yours did turn out.
Dancing on the moon. I bet my life you'll be dancing on the moon. I bet my life you'll be.
See how the meat falls off the bone and how juicy it is. Just see how it looks delicious. The flavors in here were just amazing. So I also roasted the chicken because I had marinated it. So I just placed it in the oven, and it was still roasting as I kept applying also the marinade. But for the chicken, I did not use the butter. I preferred using only this recipe because with the chicken, the butter doesn't go well with rosemary, maybe thyme, and I did not want to add thyme into this chicken. These flavors from turmeric, onions and garlic were just enough. The chicken is done and it looks so delicious. The colors of the turmeric and the colors that come with roasting are just amazing. It was so soft, it was so juicy, it wasn't hard, it was so delicious. This is the most delicious choma meat you can do in the oven, and it is so delicious. Like whoa, it's so juicy, it's very soft, it's so good, I'm telling you. Can you see that? This is the one that has remained on the bone. This meat is the most delicious meat you can ever have. Kwanza the goat meat. Don't joke. I'm making some ugali to go with the goat meat because you can never roast goat meat and take with rice or spaghetti. You just have to take with ugali because it goes well with ugali and some veggies on the side.
Worries out of my mind about who I'm supposed to be. I start to believe I can't get it right. Remember the days I let slip away. They were simpler times.
If you do understand goat meat, you know very well that it can never be taken minus this combination. So I'm going to make some kachumbari on the side, and I'm not using the normal onions. I'm using the shallots and also the tomato as well as the cucumber. I'm adding in some cucumber and some fermented cabbage. So I'll start by chopping down the onions, and then I'll chop the tomatoes, combine everything together, even the cucumber, add a little bit of the salt, and then I'm also going to show you our last I did ferment the cabbage, the fermented cabbage. So I'm going to show you the cabbage because the fermented cabbage does go well with anything roasted meat. You can take it as it is as a salad, but you can also take with roasted meats. It really does go well. I love it. So I'll chop the tomatoes, chop the onions, chop the cucumber. Cucumber is a very good combination when it comes to kachumbari. It is diuretic, so it has a lot of water. So when you mix with these other ingredients, it tends to make some juices, and those juices are just delicious. I love that combination. So I'll chop them, mix them together, sprinkle some salt, mix well, and then I'm going to show you the results of the fermented cabbage that we did make. Most of you have asked me to bring the results, and here I have it. I fermented the cabbage for like 10 days, approximately 9 days, because the place where I live in is a little bit hot, so it did speed up the fermentation process, and everything did go smoothly. So this is the cabbage, but I had put it inside here. But let me show you first how it went down. So initially, this is where I did place my fermented cabbage. I did put it in this basket because it is warm and nothing can go inside there to disturb the fermentation process. So after it was done, the cabbage that I had covered from the top, it doesn't have any molds, just a little bit. Like I said, this does protect the cabbage from getting any molds. As you can see, it is as clean as it is. So I transferred it into the Ziploc bag, covered it, and refrigerated it. So those were the results. And I'm going to serve this cabbage with the kachumbari and also the roasted meat and other foods. If you ever get to taste the fermented cabbage, you will never regret having it with any roasted meat because the acidity, the tanginess that comes from the cabbage is just delicious. Like when you take it with meats, with anything, it really tastes so good. I love fermented cabbage because they can go well with anything. You can even fry it with some rice and some eggs and it tastes so good. Like you can play around with fermented cabbage and you can never go wrong. So I'm going to cover it again, put it in the fridge, and everything is done. So we have our ugali over here, we have the goat meat, we have the chicken, the kachumbari, the fermented cabbage. Everything looks so delicious. If you've been able to watch me up to this point, thank you so much. To my returning subscribers, thank you so much for always coming back to watch my videos. To my new subscribers, thank you and welcome to this channel. If you're watching me for the first time and you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing to this channel. It's for free and let us keep growing together. So I served and this meal was super delicious. You can get to try out this recipe and let me know how everything turns out. I am grateful that you've been here up to this point. Until next time, bye guys.